Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and I don't have the cards. All right. And there we go. Ooh. Okay. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Doing things a little goofy tonight. Okay, let's see what we have going on here in this bowl of tea leaves. Our card for tonight is the 7 of Discs. This has everything to do with failure. I know, Virgo. This is a difficult one for us, isn't it? Yeah, not the easiest thing for a Virgo, failing at something. But I will say that we are really good at taking a lesson, making something of our failures. And I think when we get to a point where we accept that failing is a part of life, it's part of the process, then things kind of come together a little better, easier. We can take advantage of the learning process. All right, let's see. Let's look at this one. It looks like 2 people. One, the head, arms, body, and then we have head, arm, body, legs there. Okay, and it looks like their legs are crossed here, crossing one another, but they're both headed in opposite directions. Okay, so I feel like this is somebody who you are close to. Maybe a family member, maybe a sibling, maybe like a best friend. I don't know. Somebody who you are very tied to. Okay, like you have spent so much time together growing as beings over a period of time that you have grown into each other. And it seems that the world, circumstances, whatever it is that is inspiring you, your wants, your needs, your desires, they're pulling you in separate directions. Okay. I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that this is like a falling out or any kind of big fight. But I do think that with the 7 of Discs, I think that something has happened where you've had some kind of failure. Something has not worked, right? Something that you have been trying to do. And I think this is a particularly hard blow for a Virgo. I will almost always tell you that failing at something is not that hard I'm a Virgo, just in case you don't know. It's not that hard for me. I'm glad to fail. Then I figure out how to do things better next time. Well, that is true to some degree. The reality of it is that it's hard. It's hard for me to make a mistake, even if it's just with myself. There are plenty of things. I like to do lots of projects. I fail often. You know, sometimes it's just down to I don't read the instructions. Other times I just think that I know what I'm doing. I've done this before and I forget something or whatever. And sometimes I really just don't think something through, right? And I do it and it fails, and you know, it's like a it's like a sad little violin being played in my heart, right? So I know that for a lot of us, as Virgos collectively, it is difficult to be wrong, to not do the right thing, to even just make a mistake, you know, minor. And so I think something's happened, right? Okay, so it has kind of changed the atmosphere of your life right now. I think that it has disrupted your whole thought process. This mistake, this failure, whatever it is that you have put your all into, or it could be something very minor, I don't know, but whatever it is, it has kind of is broken up the flow of things, okay? I think that this is carrying over into ultimately some fundamental parts of your life. I think that I think that you just kind of are questioning some of the more important decisions you've made. If this is related at all, I don't know. Maybe, you know, I often begin to spiral sometimes. When one thing goes wrong, I start to look at all the other things. I get that really like cloudy thinking. I become quite a little Eeyore, right? And sometimes though, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing, because I look at other parts of my life where I've thought I've been really confident and realized, hey, maybe there's a better way to do some of these things. You know, but I think in this situation, it's all kind of coming down to you going a different way, at least for a while. Okay. And whoever this other person is, I see that there's kind of a little bit of a break coming. I don't think that this is a falling out. I think this is just kind of one of those things that happens. You know, we kind of just start. It starts so simply sometimes, right? You just start adding something to your routine, taking something out. Next thing you know, you're just not going to the same places. You have other things to do. You don't see each other as often. You don't talk as often. Maybe you have, different social groups now. It's just kind of a gradual shift. And so I think that there's a little bit of melancholy here, of course. But, and I want to look at this one. One of the cuter little formations I've seen. It looks like a baby deer. Okay. And it looks like it's eating something. And you can see that long leg. That long shaky leg. And so here we go. We're starting a new phase, a new chapter, a new beginning. Something new. Working on something new. I think it's really important when we have something that disrupts the way that we feel about our abilities. We question our life. We question, how have we gotten to this point? Have I just been, like making one bad decision after another? And I mean, hey, maybe you have, I don't know. But usually I would say it's just kind of snowballing off of this failure. Makes you feel like, oh, I'm a failure all over the place. Well, got to kind of get ourselves out of that realm of thinking. And I think for me anyways, and this is what I tell anybody, I will tell you all day long, set some manageable goals for yourself, okay, and meet them. It might sound silly, but if you are meeting your goals every day for a period of time, you really start to believe in yourself a little bit more, right? And this could really just be little things. Take out the garbage today. Make sure the dishes get done before I go to bed. Make sure that, I don't know, whatever. You've taken a shower. You've made the bed. You went to work today. Things that we usually do, or maybe we don't, I don't know, but things that are manageable on whatever, level you're on, whatever the ability is. There have been times in my life where getting one task done was very difficult. Getting out of bed, taking a shower, that was really hard. Sometimes we just get to that point in our lives, and hopefully we can dig ourselves out of it, or crawl out of it, or whatever, figure out what we need to help us get into a place where we're more stable. Those are difficult days. And it's easy to get there. I absolutely have the greatest sympathy for anybody who's going through any kind of like mental health thing, addiction thing, poverty, all of it. I mean, it just is almost impossible sometimes, it feels like. But if we do those baby steps, make those manageable goals for ourselves, a lot of it, is circumstantial, out of our control, truly. But where we do have the ability to make change and change our perspectives, work up towards finding something that's going to be helpful for us, those little baby steps, those manageable goals really do help. And I am all about that. Probably because I'm an older millennial. Probably because I'm a millennial. Supposedly, this is what the internet says. I never knew I was a millennial until recently. But I'm all about that, like, give yourself a gold star for every little thing you do. I think it's okay, definitely, to celebrate your little victories, because they add up. And listen, we live in a world that is so chaotic, so difficult. Nothing makes sense most of the time. So we have to continually reconstruct our little micro universe, our personal lives in such a way that makes sense to us. And sometimes, hey, I get a popsicle because I took out the trash, and I'm okay with that, you know? And so it builds up, okay? And I think that, you know, you're going into a phase of new things, trying some new things. Maybe a new job, a new project, new volunteer position. Maybe you're going into a new relationship, moving, whatever it is. There's something new. Life has that tinge of promise. That's all we need. And you can do so much with that. Don't let anybody rain on your parade. Even if these are relatively small little shifts, that's okay. That's where the magic happens. Not everything has to be big and grand and, huge rites of passage in life. It doesn't have to always be that stuff. So often, the most important and meaningful things happen in the subtle transitions. Literally, sometimes just changing. Really, listen, this might be silly, but try taking a different way to work. Just, a different course. See if it feels any different. See how you feel. That might change everything, especially if you walk. Or, there's a little more scenic route. Maybe takes another minute. It's the little tiny things. This can change everything. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have the illuminating candle. And I do feel we have a C up here and we have a D up here. And these are on the metaphysical, emotional, but messaging coming from somewhere else. Okay, so I don't know if these are names, if these are initials, if these are words, but, ooh, I almost dropped that. My goodness. But these are, there's something coming through. Okay. And I think that, there's going to be some kind of like contact with somebody, something that feels familiar. I almost wonder if this is like a person that maybe you don't know in real life. Somebody that it's not a physical being, but you know them in your dreams. Somebody who has been reoccurring in your dreams for years. And they almost made me drop this bowl. I blamed them. They wanted you to know it's serious. So look for that. Illuminate. I think that, there's some kind of clarity coming, some kind of download. Something, I feel like it just, you get into these places and I get it because, I just do. But you get into these places where it's difficult to push through the muck. It feels like everything is going super fast and super slow right at the same time. You don't exactly know what the right direction to go is. But I think that this will be very meaningful, and I think that it feels like it'll come through in a dream probably, and I feel like it will be so clear to you. And it just is like one of those things that carries over. So big thing, if you are able, get your restorative sleep. Make sure that you are sleeping on a schedule regularly, enough hours so that you are getting into dream states. But I think that this is going to come through no matter what. But of course, if you're not getting good sleep, it's harder to get into those deeper sleep places. And I know that one all too well too. I live to dream. I love my dream worlds. It's where all of my work happens, at least my important work. A lot of the messages I need come through these dreams. And sometimes I just am not getting enough sleep, and it makes me it makes me question, what am I doing? So put down the phone, turn off the TV, and get to bed, right? Let's see. Let's go down here. We're going to go down here and look. And I have this feeling that you're going to be called upon to help somebody. I almost feel like this is somebody who has been ailing. And I think that, I believe that you do some kind, maybe you do this for work. Maybe this is just something that you've always had, and maybe you've noticed it, maybe not fully aware of it, but I feel that you have some ability, probably a pretty strong ability in laying on of hands, healing with touch. Okay. And I feel like you're going to be called upon to assist somebody else in their healing. I almost wonder if this is why a lot of this stuff is like, if something is coming to an end, if you maybe are going to be kind of not seeing this person that you love in your life as much, this friend or whoever, because I feel like you're going to be making some room to go on this journey into this healing, like this cycle of healing others, helping others heal. And maybe you work in the medical field, and this is something that is incorporated into your work, if it is acknowledged or not. But I do feel like this is something very potent in you. And I almost wonder if this is something that kind of runs through your family. If you come from like a line of healers. And particularly healers that have healing touch. Okay. Or, I mean, it could be energy healing through frequencies. But I feel like this is definitely, in my mind's eye, I get the visual of a hand with light. And for me, when I see the hand with light, especially if it's like on the forehead, it makes me think, okay, this is somebody who has healing ability. They can touch and, clear energy, and help, bring in light. So that's an important thing if you resonate with that. So look forward to that. Maybe something to consider. Okay. All right. So we're going to draw from the Indigo Sage affirmation cards. And these are really pretty. I really like these purple and blue colors so much. And we're just gonna go in here, and I'm gonna stop where it feels right. Oh, and that's pretty. It looks like a succulent of some kind. Okay, and we just are going to see. Okay, love yourself, fresh and new, like a baby little deer. Embrace the unknown with unbounded joy. Nothing familiar towards heart-led discovery. Okay. I think that just totally punctuates the reading there. I think headed in a new direction doesn't have to be huge. Could be something small. Feeling a little bit apprehensive, self-conscious. Employ those manageable goals. Build yourself up. Gas yourself up. You'll be fine. You're going to do this. You're going to do the thing, and you're going to do it well. Of course you are. You are a Virgo after all. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And we know the algorithm kind of decides everything about how the channel does. So we like to do things that make it happy, and that is a variety of engagements. Okay, so liking the video, sharing the reading on other social media platforms, watching the video, the reading from the beginning to the end. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Of course, you do not have to do any of these things, but I like to add this little thing at the end, not at the beginning, because I don't like starting that way. But I like to add it at the end, because if you made it this far, maybe you want to help support the channel in some way, and these are really good ways to do that. So the other thing, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read every single one of them. It might take me a day or two to get back, because I reply to every single comment, and life is busy, so it takes a minute, because I like to read them, and I like to reply in a way that is meaningful to me. So please do share if you want to. I love connecting with you all. There are so many of you who have been around for the last 6 months, maybe even a little longer. I've gotten to know you, and have great love and respect, and it's very joyous for me to read your comments and to be able to feel like we've really started to create a community here, and I really do believe that. So we will talk again in just a few days. Thank you, thank you, thank you.